Welcome to today's Explainer. We're jumping straight into a truly awe-inspiring arena of nature. Picture this, a high-stakes, life-or-death encounter playing out right on the frozen edges of our world. It's an unbelievable story of raw power, incredible biological engineering, and really the absolute limits of endurance. Today, we're breaking down an epic, Titan-level clash in the Arctic ecosystem, the polar bear versus the walrus. Now, we aren't looking at a predator at the absolute peak of his power here. He's totally exhausted from a grueling, massive swim, and you can literally see the enormous physical toll it's taken on him. He is desperately hungry. To survive, he absolutely has to secure a meal, his first in months. So this isn't just some casual hunt, It's a completely desperate bid for survival. Part 1, the Shroud of Fog. As the quote goes, a sea fog shrouds the island, and this rolling mist acts as a really crucial tactical advantage. It completely conceals the bear's silent approach. But nature has equipped his prey with some incredibly finely tuned instincts. Even though they're basically blinded by the thick fog, the walruses can actually sense the creeping danger. They just instinctively know a predator is nearby. Part 2, a wall of blubber. So faced with this creeping predator, you might think the herd would scatter, right? But they don't. Instead, the massive adults tightly close their ranks. They essentially form this huge, living perimeter to securely shield their vulnerable young right in the center. What they're doing is presenting an almost impenetrable wall of thick hide and blubber. It's a true biological fortress. Part 3, searching for a weakness. Now, the starving bear just cannot afford to give up, so he paces, scanning this massive, unyielding wall of hide. You have to wonder, is there a chink in the armor anywhere? Finally, he spots what looks like an opening. It's a solitary female shielding her pup right on the edge of the formation. If he can just pry her away from the group, it might honestly be his only chance. Part 4, the desperate strike. He launches his attack, but right away, the sheer evolutionary durability of the walrus comes into play. The bear has these immense claws and razor-sharp teeth, right? Weapons that would easily take down almost any other prey. But here, they simply cannot penetrate her thick, protective hide. That biological armor we talked about is doing exactly what it evolved to do. And it's not just that he can't bite through. The bear is actually in immediate lethal danger himself. This close-quarters clash is incredibly perilous because the walrus is far from passive. To have any hope of winning, or frankly just to survive the encounter, the bear has to constantly dodge her massive stabbing tusks. One wrong move here could be absolutely fatal for the predator. Suddenly, the whole dynamic of the battlefield violently shifts. The defensive wall actually begins to move. The herd starts retreating toward the water. Having failed to secure his first target, the bear quickly heads straight for another. His chance of a meal is literally slipping away right in front of him. You can tell he's getting increasingly frantic. It is truly now or never. Part 5, retreat to the shallows. What we're witnessing here is just an incredible contrast of survival. On one side, you have the desperate bear. He's starving, his energy is rapidly fading, and he's fighting with absolutely everything he has left. On the other side, the flailing walrus. She is immensely powerful and completely wrapped in that impenetrable hide. Using her raw brute strength, she actually starts dragging the struggling bear away from the shallows, pulling the whole fight toward the safety of the retreating herd. The bear tries to hold on, he really does, but eventually, she slips entirely from his grasp. And that just leaves us with this really profound realization. Survival in these extreme ecosystems, it is an unforgiving reality. It's this delicate but completely brutal balance where incredible offensive power meets an unyielding defense. And today, the fortress held. It really makes you wonder, in the face of such a relentless environment, how long can the world's largest land carnivore hold out before his next opportunity arises? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I hope this raw glimpse into the wild leaves you feeling as amazed as I am. Keep exploring out there.